Welcome to the 2012 CIAC Connecticut State Boys Lacrosse Tournament. The 2 seed 17-2 Avon versus the number 7 seed 11-6 Guilford Indians. This is a quarterfinal matchup, the game being played in Glastonbury on a wet and slippery field. After a couple missed offensive attempts by Guilford, Avon comes in and scores the first goal. They're on the board first. Guilford seemingly holding their own after that, but Avon gets a break, and away they go. And they move the ball around, some nice passing, over to the side of the net, and one gets by Bobby. With the disparity in the regular season records, you might think it's looking pretty bleak at this point, but John Licitano, he'll have something to say about that as he scores his first goal of the game to make it 2-1 Avon. John Licitano being one of the leading scorers on the team. And there is the other leading scorer. That's Andrew DePatty. And with one of his patented moves, you wonder how did that get by the goalie, but it did. The goalie didn't even have a chance. Andrew DePatty scores his first goal of the game to make it 2-2 Guilford. Now 2-2 Avon on a drive, but Duke Knapp is there on the defensive play. He pushes it upfield, but it gets intercepted. And on the drive back, here's a shot on net. Comes across the crease, but Bobby Noonan deflects it. Guilford gets the possession, and John Licitano sees a hungry net. He decides to feed it. And in the process, he gives Guilford his first lead of the game, 3-2, early in the second period. Still, Avon shows they're not 17-2 by sitting on their hands. They move the ball around. They get behind the net. They got one coming in, and even though he's well defended by Tyler Nelson, they manage to get it inside, and a quick spin move gets it by Bobby Noonan. That was a well-executed play, and there's not much Guilford could have done. It's now tied 3-3. Anybody watching the game began to understand that they're watching two good teams here, both with just as much explosiveness as each other, but also with just as good a goalie. An Avon attacker makes a mistake of thinking he's by Mark Licitano. Mark with a great play to come up with the turnover. Just as pesky to the Avon offense is Zach Catarusa. He gets a stick up, bounces the ball out. It looks like Mike Knapp is going to get it, but it's bouncing around in front of the net. Avon picks up and scores easily at point-blank range to make it 4-3 with 6:34 left in the half. Avon opens up the wound, and they're hoping to rub some salt in it. They're moving into attack, and a high bouncer over the net. But they pick it back up. They move it around to the side of the net. And then a blazing surprise shot by number 11. But Bobby Noonan makes another great save. In a situation like this, it's time for a goalie to step up. And Bobby Noonan answers the call. Guilford gets possession. Andrew DePatty takes a shot. And Avon's goalie, just as good as Bobby, blocking shots. But in the scramble, point-blank shot by Michael Serra makes it 4-4. And this game, once again, is tied with 9:32 to go in the third. There's more Avon, and then there's more Bobby Noonan. There's even more Avon, and then there's number 5, Zach Catarusa. Great defensive play causes this turnover for Mark Licitano to pick up. That turnover will prove costly for Avon as Guilford pours it on. John Licitano pushes it inside, gets behind the net, and out to the side of the net. Jack Fitzgerald to Kevin Carrigal, and they score. Guilford now takes the lead, 5-4 with 4:20 left in the third period. The game heats up, and Guilford's defense is thriving. But Avon continues to answer, and they put the pressure back on Guilford. And just when you think they're by the defense, Bobby Noonan is there again with yet another stop. If you're lucky enough to get by number 19, Mike Knapp, you still have to deal with Mr. Robert Noonan, and he's filling every hole today up until this point. Guilford's defense as a whole is to be credited. Here T. Nelly deflects one. Avon comes back in, and look at this. There's Zach Catarusa with the interception. At this stage, late in the game, Avon's got to be feeling the heat. They're down by 1. And John Licitano adds some fuel to the fire as he scores from out there. And now Guilford's up by 2 John's got himself a hat trick. And now it's 6-4 Guilford with 1:56 left in the third. But right back comes Avon. They get inside the defense. They spin it around. And it gets by Bobby. It's 6-5 Guilford with 1:45 left in the third period. Bobby's back on point after another quick try by Avon. But Avon fires another blast after moving it around. It's a bullet pass inside with a great catch, a turn and a fire. It gets Avon tied in this game. It's now 6-6 late in the game. Guilford's Class M Coach of the Year, Brian White, takes an opportunity to fire up the troops at the end of the third period. And out comes Avon on the offense. And Shane Fonacello goes to work in the back of the net. And then he goes to work in front of the net. Shane Fonacello with the turnover to give Guilford the possession. Soon afterward,
Nice job, Shane. Way to go.
Shane's back at work again. This time he's putting pressure on, and probably that's why we get the turnover to Duke Knapp here. Avon's defense and goalie fall asleep. Here, Jack Fitzgerald just walking behind the net. Sees a wide open Kevin Carrigal on the side of the net. And Kevin slams it home. But Guilford on top, 7-6. And there's only 8:51 left in the game. The Avon fans are on the edge of their seat. The young upstart Guilford Indians come into Glastonbury and have them down by 1 late in the game. But those fans can breathe a sigh of relief as number 12 from Avon sneaks inside the defense with some great cuts and gets it by Bobby Noonan to tie the game. And it's getting very, very late in the game. It's now 7-7, and both sets of fans are on their feet. They're stomping and cheering for their teams. As this turned into a barn burner, it was supposed to have been maybe a blowout. And Guilford's still fighting it out. Bobby Noonan with yet another save. There's 4:46 left in this game, and still it's anybody's ball game. Guilford gets the ball and they're on offense. Andrew DePatty, some of his patented moves. He's got the shot, but no, it's blocked. Avon's goalie is there again as he was all day. Shane Fonacello with a shot here, and Zach Catarusa relieves the player of his stick. He's got the ball again, and Guilford's got the ball. Tied score with 3 minutes left in the game. They're on offense. John Lusitano over to Gunn. Gunn fires, it's blocked. Now it's A.J. Wilcox. It's another Avon save. This is getting to be a little much. And with seconds left in the game, the rain starts falling. Guilford's got the ball for what seems to be the last shot of the game. A.J. Wilcox goes down low, but it bounces off some defensive men. And now it's tied score. It's going into the first overtime. It's A.J. Wilcox out to John Lusitano. He's got him off stride. Fires a bomb. It's stopped. With the Guilford faithful cheering defense, they get what they asked for. Here's Zach Catarusa. And when Avon goes inside, number 35, High Zach, is there.
That's the end of
the first overtime. And now Avon on a drive. More defense. More Bobby Noonan. Avon gets it back.
We're getting tired, I think.
This is the 6th period of play. The players are starting to get tired. 4 quarters, and this is the second overtime. Ill-advised shots like that across the crease. Guilford gets it back. Nice patented spin move by Zach Catarusa. Guilford's moving it inside. Billy Ring saves a deflected pass to keep the possession for Guilford. He slips on the now soaked turf, but he's up inside to Carrigal, and with the wet ball, Carrigal has a tough time handling it inside with defenders all over his back too. There's only seconds left in the second overtime, and Guilford has the ball. They got a chance. A.J. Wilcox fakes, fires it underhanded. It gets deflected by the goalie, and we're going to overtime number 3, folks. Guilford never lets up. Here's Zach Catarusa causing yet another turnover. In the start of the third overtime, Avon gets a little frustrated. Billy Ring wins the face-off, and he's getting mauled by number 16 from Avon. The flag comes out. Avon's going to be a man down. And now Guilford's moving it around. Sean Gunn to Lusitano. Back to Gunn. Over to A.J. Wilcox. Moves inside. Fires underhand. But this time it's a little off center. Now it's Billy Ring. He's trying to get a move on. You're just wondering at what point is Guilford finally going to get this shot off that's going to win the game. Avon's defense is doing a great job. Being very pesky. Keeping the middle closed up. Even with some great shots like this one. Guilford's just unable to find the back of the net. Guilford continues to dominate possession of the ball. It's one thing to have the ball, and it's another thing to have the ball in the back of the net. Guilford's pushing it around. They're running their plays. A.J. Wilcox trying to get open. Jack Fitzgerald looking for Carrigal over the middle. It's deflected. And a late desperation shot doesn't do any good for Avon. And similarly, right back comes Guilford with their desperation shot of their own. And guess what, folks? It's going to yet a fourth overtime. Billy Ring fighting it out. Creating just enough disturbance to let Zach Catarusa come in and take the ball forward. So this gives John Lusitano the ball. Guilford possession early in the fourth overtime. Over to Andrew DePatie. DePatie's getting defended. He's drawing defenders. So he pushes it inside to John Lusitano, who goes underhanded, but misses the net just wide. There's 2:41 left in the fourth overtime. A couple of characters in the stands there, folks. Avon's got the ball now. Making a move. Hyzak defending. And over Hyzak and over the net. Now Avon with the ball back. Trying to attack the net from the side. Mark Lusitano with great defense. Avon pushes it back outside. Avon gets one off down low. Bobby Noonan still making great saves in the fourth overtime. So now on a subsequent inbounds, an Avon offensive player makes a great cut inside. Goes over the defense and under Bobby Noonan. And that's it, folks. Avon wins the game in 4 overtimes. Your final score, 8-7. And Guilford, nonetheless, played one heck of a ball game. They have nothing to hang their heads about. It was a great game, and it was well played. Congratulations go out to Coach Brian White and our 2012 Guilford Varsity Boys Lacrosse team.